So what'd you do today is the worst question you can ask someone who is the director of a small, understaffed nonprofit. And let me tell you why. It's a very well-meaning question, and I know people sometimes are just interested in what your day was like, and sometimes they're curious what you did. But the reality is that's such an impossible question to answer because there's no thing I did. I did the day. And let's take today as an example of that. Right now, it's 12:15. I'm grabbing lunch in the car, heading back. I have to play a little bit of catch up. So far today, I have emailed, reviewed schedules and availability for people the morning before coming into work. Today is our marketplace day, so our thrift store is open today. Now, I don't run it. It is in very capable hands of dedicated volunteers who are here every week. But at the same time, I had to run in and connect with them. As a part of helping check in on the thrift store when it was opening up, we were talking about moving a refrigerator because the refrigerator is in the way of a sink that needs to be used to wash stuff. And then there was a old school Boston pencil sharpener. People kept getting their pants caught on it. So it was taken off of the workbench, this guy, and then was sold, hey, it's going to the floor for $1. So I said, well, I'll buy it for $1. And I didn't have the 6 cents for tax. So now I'm going to have to run back in there. But in the meantime, I had to run across the street, deal with getting everyone's input on an incident that happened outside the building before we opened up today. And then we went down to Dickinson College to have a meeting for the North Side Ride, which is a bike event that we have coming up in a month and a half. A bunch of community partners around the table there. A volunteer who works in our bike shop on Wednesdays that I was going to get him the steel wool that he requested, but then he also said we need some furniture polish, which is necessary or used to polish the bikes up and the wheels before we send them out for people to take from Life Cycle. So I had to run to the store to get that. I'm gonna run back into the marketplace to pay my 6 cents of tax and ask a couple people if they'd be willing to speak at our convergence event that's coming up very soon. So that's kind of catching you up to right now. I'm gonna need to try to find some time to finish my lunch because not all of it is easy to eat on the go as those pretzels. And I'll catch you up on the rest as we go through it. So as we're walking through the warehouse to get to the thrift store, I'm also carrying with me this poster for the upcoming North Side Ride bike event, which we're gonna post up here in the front of the thrift store, so anybody who's coming through wants to be a part. There's a nice QR code there on the bottom. April 12th, if you're in Carlisle, we starting at 10 o'clock. The registration starts at 9, but then the bike ride starts at 10. We're going through the north side of town, making a couple of different stops along the way, talking about bike safety, things to do in the community, all that great stuff. For those inquisitive minds, this is the area that we're speaking about that the pencil sharpener came from. So said pencil sharpener was attached right there. So as you can imagine, try and squeeze through here, easy to get caught on. So this fridge is gonna have to get itself relocated. Right here is gonna be the new location of said fridge. So this shelf and all its contents are gonna have to get moved. We have a plan to put it out there behind this wall in the warehouse area. I'm not sure where all of this fine crystal and plating is gonna go, but that's a question for another day. I've just been overruled by our dutiful, I was overruled by our dedicated volunteer staff.
So whenever in the future somebody's watching this, I made a suggestion.
Firmly suggested that instead of moving that shelf to make room for the fridge right there, we leave that shelf, slide all of these down to make room right here, not blocking the fuse box, because we think we have enough space right here for that fridge. But we're not moving it today anyway, so it was a great time to be overruled and told that my idea was okay, but inadequate, and we will now update the plan for the future. So a future video, we will that would be interesting if we just capture the chaos of trying to move something to 10 feet across this room.
To answer the video I made, Chris did pay back his 6 cents. So.
You made a video on my 6? Okay. We are now leaving the thrift store marketplace. I ended up spending more time there than I had anticipated. One of our loyal recurring customers, Barb, was in, so got a chance to talk with Barb for a little bit. So now we're heading back across the street, got to grab the furniture polish and steel wool that we just purchased on the trip to the store after the planning meeting for Northside Ride. Bringing back across the street, we did over there in the Life Cycle shop, we made our drop-off deliveries. Now I'm coming back across the street to the warehouse to my good friend Heather, who's on her way out. Gonna intrepidly ride on her motorbike because she's a bold soul like that with
All this stuff.
All that stuff on a motorcycle. She likes the challenge. She likes the challenge. Thank you, Heather.
You're welcome, Chris.
Thanks, you too. Run upstairs to make a call that I need to be on in 2 minutes, which means I'm not gonna have time to heat up that lunch that I've been thinking about since 12:15, eating those pretzels. Also don't have time to replace these drawer pulls that I took for a project for one of our Life House units that decided ultimately they didn't want them. So I need to put them back to where they came from, but that's gonna have to wait. Taking a quick pause while lunch finally heats up here. It's only 3 o'clock. That's lunchtime, right? Rude. I'm trying to make a video here. And this is the part of the day where my brain is just in the what do you have to get done? What are the things on the to-do list that weren't even looked at yet? Let's prioritize them and knock out whatever it is we can in the remaining hours of the day so that you can walk away feeling like you moved the ball down the field. The microwave is reminding me it's time to eat that chili. I'm gonna go hit some emails. If you like what you've seen so far of the kind of scattered, uncanny, little bit of this, little bit of that, behind the scenes look of what the director of a nonprofit looks like on a day-to-day basis, be sure to stick around the channel, hit the like, get the bell, subscribe, all of those good things. Check out some of the other videos, some more maybe coherent ones that aren't quite so scattered and have a little bit more of a clear train of thought that are popping up here and popping up there. I will see you on the next one.